everyone, and welcome to your first percussion lesson here with me, Mr. Co. I'm really excited to get started. The first thing we're going to do is make sure we have all our materials, so you're going to want to have this percussion first lesson sheet handy so you can follow along. This is exactly what I'm going off of right now, so if you have that up, we're going to go at the same time. All right, we're going to take a look right at number one with getting ready. So it says to open your case and take out the drum stand. Now the drum stand looks like this. So a couple of different ways that we need to get this ready. The first thing I'm going to have you do is flip this part, the little arms, and they're going to go so they're straight. Now if that doesn't move, quick reminder that you want to make sure that this right here at the top is nice and loose. So if that's too tight, it won't move. So you got to start by loosening that so that this will move. Once it's about straight up and down, you're going to take that where the little circle is right here, and you're going to tighten that up so that it doesn't move like that. So that's good. The second thing we're going to do is open the legs up down here on the bottom. Now those are controlled by this knob down here. So if that's too tight like mine are, we're going to unscrew that a little bit, and we're going to open this up. Now we don't want it to go all the way down here, and that is because this is not very sturdy. What we want is a triangle shape. We want there to be a nice amount of space here, so not too skinny, kind of like just right, like Goldilocks, right? So once it's at about a triangle position, you're going to go ahead and tighten that up, and that can rest right on the floor. I know you can't see that in my video, so what I'm going to do is hold it up, but you can put yours on the floor now. Now we're going to open up these little claws here. These don't have anything to loosen, so we're going to just open one at a time. They can be a little sticky at first until they go all the way down like that. This is where your drum is going to sit on top of, but this is what your assembled drum stand should look like. So once that's good, you can put it on the ground, and then go ahead and grab your drum, and you're going to get it to sit right here on top of those claws. All right? Now, let's say my drum can't fit. That might be because you might have a little something like this. Mine's black, yours might look a little different. But let's say it only opens that far. And then my drum doesn't really fit. I can't get it to fit inside these claws. So what I would do is I would unscrew this part, and that allows the claws to slowly open up like this. So you're going to keep, this is kind of trial and error. Everybody's is a little bit different. So I'm going to move mine this way, and maybe you can kind of see the claws are starting to open and get wider and wider and wider. So now the drum will be able to sit. And what we don't want is that little piece to go all the way to the bottom, because then the claws aren't even holding the drum. And if we hit it, it could fall off. So we want to find a good happy medium. And I will work with you on that in class, and then you won't really need to touch that anymore. So next thing to look at is, you can't even see my drum. And I'm going to even back up. You can barely even see my drum. Now the goal is that the drum head, the top, is up to my waist, and mine is not. So if that's the case, there's one more part, and if you need to take the drum off to do this first, that's okay, is this knob right here. So it's not the circle one, it's the one right under that, and that's going to adjust the height of the drum stand. So I'm going to go ahead, loosen that, and then I'm going to pull the drum up. Now you can see it a little bit better, and it should be sitting just under my waist. So that's pretty good. Okay, awesome. So that is our getting ready steps. We did all three of those things. We opened our case, took out the drum stand, we extended the legs and the arms, we placed the snare drum on top of the arms, and then we just adjusted the height so the drum is just below the waist. Now we're going to take out our drum sticks. So make sure you have those handy. Okay, I'm going to lower this camera down a little bit so you can see me a little bit better. There we go. Awesome. Okay, number 2 says posture. So that is talking about how we hold our bodies. It'll help us to make the best sound possible if we have good posture. So for good posture for us, we have to stand up straight. Our feet are going to be flat on the floor, and our feet are going to be shoulder width apart. So not super close, not way out wide. Shoulder width apart. Should be pretty natural feeling. Okay, the second bullet says, set up your music stand at a comfortable distance in front of you. Mine isn't on the side of me right now, just so that you can see me. but it is preferable that you put it right here so that you can look straight ahead. Again, mine's on the side just so that you can see me a little bit better. Okay, number 3, grip. How your hands hold the sticks. So we're going to position the sticks on the top joint of your pointer finger. So our fingers have 3 joints, 1, 2, and 3 where it connects. So those are our 3 joints, 1, 2, 3. Here's our top joint. So you want the drumstick to be touching that top joint like that, okay? Alrighty, close your index finger around the stick with your thumb. Now, I've only talked about my pointer finger and my thumb. These are the 2 most important fingers for drums. These guys over here, they don't do that much. So, we're gonna go ahead and put our fingers here. Now, my stick has the word Nova on it, and the way that I always remember is I put my pointer finger on the N. So it's up pretty high, all right? So it's not way down here, but it's not all the way to the middle. Think of it like a baseball bat. You want to choke up maybe a little bit, but not too far. All right, so I'm putting my finger here. I put my top joint where it needs to be. I'm going to put my thumb on the other side. And then the third bullet says to wrap other fingers gently around the stick. So these guys, really, I could play the drums like this. It's not super comfortable, which is why we wrap our fingers around, but these 2 fingers do all the work. These guys are just super, super gentle. They're not squeezing like this. That is not what we want. You will not sound very good, and it will get very tiring very fast if you squeeze your fingers. So they're just gently wrapping. I'm going to do it with the other hand too. So put my pointer finger on the end, wrap my thumb, and gently put these around. So that's what our grip should look like, okay? Nice and gentle. My fingers are barely doing anything over here. It's these 2 fingers that are doing all the work. Okay. That's our grip, number 3. So let's take a look at number 4. Experiment with drum taps. Use your wrist to create drum taps on your drum. Key word here is wrist. Use your wrist. A lot of people, when they first start out drums, are playing like this with their whole arm. That's really tiring, and you will not get the best sound. All you need to do is right here. I am not moving my arm at all. It is all in my wrist, okay? So let's just go ahead and hit at your own speed. You can play with me, you can play faster, you can play slower. I'm gonna try with just my right hand for a little while and just using my wrist. Nice. All right, I'm gonna use my left hand now. Same thing, make sure that grip is just these 2 fingers. These are wrapping around gently, and just use your wrist. Here we go. Great job. Now let's take a look at trying to use our hands in an alternating pattern, which is right then left, one then the other, one then the other. So go ahead and make sure you got those wrists moving. I will refer to our sheet. It does say to keep your hands flat, so we're not side to side. We're just holding our hands down, and we're only using our wrists. Okay, so let's do some alternating with me. Here we go. Let's stop there. For the last bullet of number 4, experiment with drum taps, it says to play along with music you like while keeping the beat and working on your taps. Now I really like that this is worded like taps. So that's all we're doing. We're not whacking the drum super hard. It's just a quick tap, not a whack, okay? Because we don't want to blow our ears out. We don't want to hurt our drum. It's plenty loud, even if you're just doing a gentle tap, all right? So you can pick whatever song you'd like. If you'd like to pause the video and put on a song of your choice, you can. I'm going to put on a song that I've been listening to a lot. It is the month of September. And so I thought I would listen to one of my favorite songs called September. So I'm going to go ahead and practice. I'm going to play maybe about a minute or so of this song. I'm going to start with my right hand for a little while. I'm going to switch to my left hand at some point. And then at the last point, I'm going to do alternating one, then the other, then the other. Okay? Here we go. Let's try it out. Right hand. pause it there. You can go on as long as you want with it. That's a really fun thing to do. You can pick any song you want. You can try some faster songs, some slower songs, see if you can keep that beat. One other thing I wanted to mention is you may have noticed that my sticks are not way up here when I'm hitting. They're not way down here when I'm hitting. You want to find a comfortable, so what I like to do, put my arms out so that I'm making like a 90-degree angle with my arms, and that's about as high as they should go. You can just use your wrist, right? Okay, let's take a look at number 5. This is called an exercise 8 on a hand. So this is a pattern. We did this in class, but as a reminder, we have patterns of 8. There are 4 different things we do. We're going to do 8 on our right hand, 8 on our left hand, 8 alternating, which is that one then the other, one then the other, and then the last one is 8 together, which is both hands going at the same time. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, let's remember a couple things. We're going to remember to use our wrists, not our whole arms, right? Keep that wrist movement, keep the rest of your arms totally still. We're going to keep our hands flat so that we're not curved or anything like that. And we're going to count out loud. We're going to count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Again, 1, 2, all the way through. Everything goes up to 8, and we're going to count to 8 technically 4 times in a row without stopping. Here we go. Let's try it. Start on your right hand. Here we go. 1, 2, ready, go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Left. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Alternate. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Together. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Awesome. Let's do it one more time. We'll go a little bit faster. Here we go. 1, 2, 1, 2. Right hand go. 1, 2. Good. You can do that as many times as you want. You can certainly go faster than we just went. The goal is that it stays steady. It can't be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's got to be the same speed. So if you start fast, you stay exactly the same speed. That's a super important thing that we're going to keep working on throughout the year. All right, number 6, the last thing we're going to do is take a look at book work. Now, we should have done a couple of these in class, but if you have not, take some time, pause this video, and open to page 7 of your Breeze Easy book. That's called Lesson 1. And on Lesson 1, we should have already written down some of our counting. If you have not written down the counting for all of numbers 1, 3, and 5 with the numbers 1, 2, 3, 4, make sure you stop and do that now. All right? So we're going to play through those 3. However, it is for homework to do all of them, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6 on your page. But in order to save some time, you don't need to play along with every single one of those with me. We will just play 1, 3, and 5 together now, okay? So, again, pause the video if you need to write down numbers. So here's number 1. We're going to count through out loud every single time that we do any of these, okay? So, even though we have rests, which, remember, sometimes we like to open our hands when we see a rest, we're still going to count that number. We don't skip that number. We're thinking it in our head and we can say it out loud. We just don't play it on the drum. So let's go ahead and try with an alternating pattern, right then left, or this book says left then right, whatever one you want. It doesn't matter to me. So let's go ahead and play number 1. Here's our speed. 1, 2, count out loud. 1, 2, ready, go. 1, 2, 4, 2, 4, 2, 4, 2, 4. Keep going. 2, 4, 2, 4, 2, 4. Last one. 2, 4. Nice job. Excellent. Let's skip ahead to number 3. The pattern is different now. Okay? So we're going to start with a rest. Make sure you know at number 3 we're starting with 1 with our hands open or hands away from the drum so that you don't accidentally hit, because starting with a rest. Here we go, number 3. 1, 2, ready, go. 1, 2, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 2, Okay, here we go, number 5, last one here. The pattern is again a little bit different. Make sure you're paying attention. One thing to keep in mind, the last measure of this whole song, totally different than the other measures. So pay attention, don't get caught by surprise when the last measure comes. Here we go, number 5. 1, 2, ready, go. 3, 3, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 2, 1, 2, 2, 4, 2, 3, 4. Nice job. Now, let's just talk about the last part of this, which is writing down your homework. So, on the bottom, take a look there. So it says, each day you practice this week, check off a box below. Each day you practice, you should do all of number 5, 8 on hand, and all of number 6, bookwork. Or if you do more than that, good for you. So it says try to play 5 to 7 times this week and be honest about what you practice. So I'm looking for check marks in the boxes and do as many as you can and get your family member to sign on the bottom line. Bring this back to me for our next lesson. All right? Have fun. Happy practicing.